The heartbeat of America is arrhythmic. Camera pushes into the grille of the master vehicle descriptor, passing the Cadillac crest, dissolving into the darkness of the engine bay. Deep inside the cast aluminum block of General Motors' flagship powertrain, the 6.2-liter Ecotec 3L87 V8, there is a microscopic assassin. It is not a software bug. It is not a sensor failure. It is physical, jagged, and razor-sharp. It is a shard of metal, no larger than a grain of sand, floating in the oil galley, waiting for the moment to strike the number 4 main bearing. When it does, the result is not a warning light. It is a catastrophic seizure. A sudden, violent lockup of the rotating assembly at 70 miles per hour on the interstate. This is not a hypothetical scenario. This is the reality for thousands of owners of the most expensive, prestigious SUVs and trucks in the world. We are investigating a forensic disaster that has already forced the recall of over 721,000 vehicles. We are looking at a financial black hole estimated to exceed $1.2 billion in warranty costs, litigation, and brand erosion. This is the story of how the king of American V8s, the engine that powers the Cadillac Escalade, the GMC Yukon Denali, and the Chevrolet Silverado High Country, was sentenced to death not by government regulation, but by a machining error measured in microns. Welcome to the autopsy. The suspect, L87 V8. To understand the magnitude of this disaster, you must understand the victim. The Gen V small block Chevy is royalty. It is the direct descendant of the LS engines that defined modern pushrod performance. In its L87 configuration, it produces 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque. It is a marvel of traditional engineering fused with high-tech efficiency. It features dynamic fuel management, DFM, capable of shutting down cylinders in 17 different patterns to save fuel. It features direct injection. It features continuously variable valve timing. But for the 2024 and 2025 model years, it also features a fatal flaw. Reports began surfacing on NHTSA databases and enthusiast forums late last year. Brand new Escalades with less than 3,000 miles on the odometer were stalling. Not sputtering, seizing. Owners reported a loud, rhythmic knocking sound, the dreaded rod knock, followed instantly by a total loss of propulsion. One owner in Florida described the experience. It sounded like a hammer hitting an anvil inside the dashboard. Then the screen went black, the power steering died, and I was coasting across 3 lanes of traffic with my kids in the back. This wasn't an isolated lemon. This was a plague. The forensic evidence. We obtained service records and technical service bulletins, TSBs, issued to dealerships. The language used by GM engineers is clinically precise, but terrifying if you know what it means. TSB 24 and A018 references. Main bearing damage. And crankshaft surface irregularities. Let's translate that. The crankshaft is the spine of the engine. It converts the vertical motion of the pistons into rotational energy. It spins at up to 6,000 revolutions per minute, floating on a thin film of pressurized oil within the main bearings. Metal never touches metal. If it does, the engine dies. The investigation revealed that during the manufacturing process of the crankshafts for the 6.2LV8S, a specific machining tool, likely a finishing polisher, failed to maintain tolerance. It left microscopic ridges on the journal surfaces. But worse, the cleaning process failed to remove the swarf, the metal shavings created during the cut. These shavings were sealed inside the engine block. When the customer drove the car off the lot, the oil pump picked up these shavings and bypassed the filter, likely through the bypass valve during cold starts or high RPM events, and injected them directly into the bearings. The debris acted like sandpaper. It scored the soft Babbitt material of the bearings. Once the surface was compromised, friction spiked. Heat built up instantly. The bearing welded itself to the crankshaft. Snap. The engine is now a 500-pound paperweight. The corporate timeline. Who knew? And when? General Motors, led by Chairman and CEO Mary Barra, has been aggressively pivoting toward an all-electric future with the Ultium platform. The narrative from the Renaissance Center in Detroit has been zero crashes, zero emissions, zero congestion. But in the shadow of this EV transition, the legacy internal combustion program, the cash cow funding the EV transition, was suffering a quality control meltdown. In April 2025, the pressure became too great to ignore. NHTSA opened a preliminary evaluation. Class action lawsuits, including Hernandez v. General Motors LLC and filings by Huygens Berman, began to consolidate. They alleged that GM sold vehicles with engines they knew were defective. On April 18, the recall dropped. Recall number N232415910. Population 721,198 vehicles. Models affected 2024 to 2025 Cadillac Escalade, Escalade-V, Chevrolet Silverado 1500, Suburban, Tahoe, GMC Sierra 1500, Yukon, and Yukon XL. The remedy? This is where the billion-dollar figure comes into play. For many recalls, the fix is a software update. Cost $50 per car. For some, it's a sensor replacement. Cost $200 per car. For this, dealership technicians are instructed to inspect the engine. If they find the specific manufacturing date code on the crankshaft, or if they find metal in the oil filter, the remedy is to replace the entire engine assembly. Let's do the math. A crate L87.6 2L engine costs approximately $6,500 at dealer cost. Labor to remove the cab of an Escalade or Silverado, swap the engine, and reinstall is roughly 15 to 20 hours. At a warranty labor rate of $150 per hour, that's $3,000 in labor. Fluids, seals, and rental car coverage add another $1,000. That is over $10,000 per failure. If even 10% of the recalled population requires a full engine replacement, that is $720 million. Add the inspection costs for the other 90%, the logistics, the legal settlements, and the lost sales. We are looking at a disaster north of $1. $5 billion. The lifter failure connection. But the crankshaft debris is only half the story. To fully understand the V8 death sentence, we must look at the top end of the engine. For years, GM V8s have been plagued by lifter failures associated with the Dynamic Fuel Management (DFM) system. DFM is an engineering marvel that allows the engine to run on 1, 2, 3, up to 8 cylinders seamlessly. It uses complex, spring-loaded hydraulic lifters that collapse to deactivate the valves. These lifters require pristine oil pressure and quality to function. Now, introduce the metal debris from the crankshaft machining error we just discussed. That metal doesn't just stay in the bottom end. It circulates. It finds its way into the tiny oil passages of the DFM lifters. A piece of debris the size of a human hair can jam the locking pin mechanism of a DFM lifter. The result? The lifter collapses and refuses to re-engage. The valve stops opening. The cylinder goes dead. The pushrod, now loose, can hammer against the rocker arm, bending it. We are seeing reports of 2024 Silverados with both spun main bearings and collapsed lifters. It is a systemic failure of the lubrication ecosystem. The financial fallout. Wall Street is watching. GM stock has been volatile. The company is trying to convince investors that it is a technology company, a leader in autonomy and electrification. But nothing damages that image faster than a $120,000 Cadillac Escalade-V that dies on the highway. Mary Barra's administration has emphasized cost discipline. But critics argue that the relentless push for supplier cost reductions and the speed of production may have eroded the rigorous quality gates that used to protect the small block legacy. In the lawsuits filed in Michigan federal court, plaintiffs argue that the resale value of these trucks has plummeted. Who wants to buy a used 2024 Yukon Denali out of warranty knowing it might have a ticking time bomb in the block? The diminished value claims alone could reach hundreds of millions of dollars. The death sentence. Why do we call this the V8 death sentence? Because this disaster destroys the one thing that kept the V8 alive, its reputation for bulletproof reliability. For decades, the argument for the V8 over a complex twin-turbo V6 or a hybrid setup was simplicity. It's a small block Chevy, people would say. It will run poorly longer than most engines will run at all. That axiom is dead. The L87 is a complex, high-tolerance machine that has proven to be fragile in the face of manufacturing errors. With emissions regulations tightening every year, EPA 2027 standards looming, the business case for keeping the V8 alive was already thin. This billion-dollar disaster gives GM the perfect excuse to accelerate the execution. Why spend millions fixing the tooling and fighting lawsuits for an engine architecture that is going away anyway? The internal calculus likely shifts toward stop development. Phase it out. Push the EV. This recall is not just a service event. It is the funeral procession for the mass-market American V8. Technical anatomy of the failure. Let's get the Escalade-V on the lift. Camera pans under the chassis of the master vehicle descriptor. We are looking at the oil pan. In a healthy engine, the oil draining from here should be amber/brown. In these affected units, technicians are draining oil that looks like metallic paint. They call it the forbidden glitter. We pulled the filter from a 2025 Silverado High Country with 4,200 miles. We cut it open. Macro shot of pleated filter media. Trapped in the pleats are slivers of ferrous metal. Magnetic. This confirms it is from the crankshaft or the block machining, not aluminum from the pistons. When this material hits the oil pump, a variable displacement vane pump in these engines, it scores the housing, causing a drop in oil pressure. Low oil pressure is the death knell for the DFM system. The lifters rely on specific pressure thresholds to latch and unlatch. If pressure fluctuates due to pump damage, the lifters fail halfway. It is a cascade of destruction. 1. Machining debris created at the factory. 2. Debris enters oil stream. 3. Main bearings scored/spun-knock/seizure. 4. Oil pumps scored-low pressure. 5. Lifters collapse-misfire/valve train damage. The fix versus the reality. GM's recall instructs dealers to replace the engine if damage is found. But what about the engines that have a tiny amount of debris, just enough to cause wear 50,000 miles from now, when the warranty is expired? That is the fear driving the class action lawsuits. A replacement engine is a massive surgical procedure. The cab comes off. Wiring harnesses are disconnected. AC lines are broken. Coolant is drained. A factory-installed engine is done by robots with perfect torque and fluid fill. A dealership-installed engine is done by a tech who might be rushing to beat the flat rate time. Owners often report that after an engine swap, the truck never feels the same. Rattles, electrical gremlins, loose grounds. The prestige experience is shattered. Conclusion. As we look at the gleaming radiant magma red Escalade-V, we see the pinnacle of American luxury. It represents 120 years of Cadillac history. But underneath that sculpted hood, the heart is compromised. General Motors is facing a reckoning. They must decide if they will spend what is necessary to restore the reputation of their most profitable products, or if they will simply write the check, settle the lawsuits, and bury the V8 in the history books. For the consumer, the advice is clear: check your VIN. Listen to your engine. And if you hear the knock, pull over. The sentence has been carried out.